with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start, with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread, for the world is safe with Alpha Red. Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread, for the world is safe with Alpha Red. Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, you'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread, for the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.
What's up, friends? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. Thank you for joining me again for a Sunday night draw stream. Really appreciate it. Gonna try to get some of this noise out of my ears here. Can I get it out of my ears? All right, we're just gonna kind of go with it. So I'm glad you joined me. Tonight we're gonna draw Batman. So I know everybody's, yeah, there's a lot of people who like Batman, and me, I am one of these people. But before we get started, please, if you've not subscribed yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And hang on one second, I just want to jump over here. And so hit that subscribe button. The YouTube mojo happens, and it's shared out to more people. Hit that like button, please. If I say something that you like, just hit that like button. That would be fantastic to help out with that as well. Just quick, if you want to come see me at any place that I show up, I have 3 things that I'm going to be doing here for the rest of the summer, and you can come and join me if you live in the Central New York area. I am going to be at the Solvay Library on Monday, July 22nd. It'll be in the evening. It's a Monday, so I don't know. I agreed to it. I can push my schedule around. So that's the Solvay Library at a suburb of Syracuse. So Solvay, Solvay. I think it means welcome in Italian. So Solvay Library, Monday, July 22nd, Funky Town, comics and vinyls. I will be there that following Saturday. That's in Camillus, New York. Also in the Central New York area. That's Funky Town, Comics and Vinyls on Saturday, July 27th, and I will be a featured guest. I don't know if I've ever been a featured guest at a comic book convention, but the Lehigh Valley Comic Con has invited me to be a featured guest, and that is Saturday. It's a one-day show, August 10th. I believe it is over at the Lehigh Valley, Lehigh Carbon Community College, and that is August 10th. So please, if you're in the area and you want to pick up some Alpha Red, please come out and join me. I would really appreciate it. One last plug, right after this draw stream, I will be hopping over to the Comic Book Radio YouTube channel. That's a Comic Book Radio YouTube channel. They have an art auction that I have been invited to sell my original art on. And so there, it's happening at 8:30 to 11:30. I will be there right after the show, which would be 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock ish, and I'll probably be there for about an hour and a half. I think, yeah, hour and a half. I have a couple of cool things I can show you now, but we'll just jump right into the Batman. Okay. Well, maybe I'll show you what's on the drawing board, and then we'll jump into Batman. Let's hit this thing over here, like I know what I'm doing. Boom. Let me. But the mic is a little choppy. Okay. Well, let me see. I'm trying a new mic, guys. So I'm getting word from the other room that the sound is a little choppy. I'm hoping that it's because I'm moving around too much, and if I calm down, things will look better. All right, this is what's on the drawing board, and this is not Batman. No, this is maybe next week. I'm using up these Alpha Red sketch covers. I'm just going to draw some of my favorite characters on there. People like them, then they get to read an introduction to Alpha Red. So that's the strategy behind me using these sketch covers. This is tonight's main feature, and if you've followed me before, this is how I do it. The composition part is kind of hard to do on the fly, and you don't want to see parts of that. I mean, maybe you do, but I don't feel very confident when I'm doing it while I'm trying to figure out the words and things like that. So we do the composition. We'll go tight pencils this time and see how it turns out. And if we have time, we'll go in with the inks. So that's why there's already a layout here. Let me see if anybody's here. Hey, thanks for coming in here, Gavin. Grow North Node Juno. Okay. Grow North Node Juno. I'm not sure what that means, Gavin, but I appreciate you being here. So, but that's what we're going to be doing. This is what is also on the drawing board. This was just to show you guys that I'm not just sitting around watching. This was a possible cover for a pinup. I'm not sure, of a character called Saturnus for the letterer of Alpha Red. His name is Josh Shelton, and he also does comics. And he asked me to draw this, and I want to make sure I finish this before I get to the next issue pages for Alpha Red number 6. So I'm just going to go through quickly the preview of Alpha Red number 6. Some of these pages here. That's page 1, page 2, page 3. This is one of my favorite pages. I like them all, really. But page 4, and maybe page 8 will turn into page 5, but for right now, page 5 is this. Some talking heads, got to move the story forward, add some plot, make it a little bit more interesting. This is a page where they get some gadgets and stuff that they'll use down the road. That's all I'm going to tell you. And then this was the latest and greatest, page number 8. And that is all that I have so far for issue number 6. So without further ado, I'm going to bring this over to the correct spot here. Grow North Node Juno. You got me puzzled there, Gavin Devine. I would sure sure wouldn't mind. Just let me in on the secret. Let me in on the secret. I'm moving my board around. I don't know. Hopefully you can't tell. Let me switch it over to this and maybe you can tell here. I'm gonna turn this on. Boom. And then boom. Hey, how you doing? And let me get my wires situated. Yeah, drawing board's right in my face. Got the camera over here. If you're joining me for the first time, Gavin, I appreciate you being here. So when I compose, I'm kind of on a series here. Let me see if I have the things around me, the um, the other sketch covers. Well, I'm on a kick with sketch covers where I just show them from the waist up and as masculine, as broad as I can to take up as much space on the cover as possible. So it's just a kind of a theme that I'm going with right now. So I'm just going to jump in. And if you've watched my videos before, the easiest thing that I don't want to say the easiest, but the go-to lighting source when you're doing something like this, like at a convention or whatever, is straight down lighting. So if you have any questions, anybody out there, let me see if I can see how many people are actually watching here. If I go over here, boom, okay, 5 people. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions about uh, art, drawing, comics, um, independent comics, Alpha Red, I am here at your disposal. Alpha Red, um, I've been working on Alpha Red probably since I just found some old artwork of Alpha Red, the original incarnation of him, and that was 2011. Now, I wasn't able to publish any books until 2013 because I did go through like a revamp. Hey, what's going on? Oh, that Ralph, what's going on, brother? Glad to see you here. I appreciate you. Um, but yeah, if you have any questions about Alpha Red, uh, I started with a collaborator. I had a writer that I was working with, and the story that we were coming up with just didn't motivate me. So I asked him to go in a different direction. He said he wasn't interested. So I kind of had to retool Alpha Red to to fit my my story, to add some faith-based elements to it. He was not he was not too keen on that. So when I retooled the story, I had to use the existing 16 pages that I had for Alpha Red number six, Alpha Red number one, not number six. And I retooled it, rewrote the story, uh, messed with the origin. Obviously, the origin is super important when you're starting. So I had to come up with a new origin for him using the existing pages. So that took me, it didn't take me 2 years, but it took me about a year to come up with the story, the new origin, and then kind of put it into to finish up the other 22 pages. Well, to get 22 pages. Awesome. Thank you, helper from the other room. I got that thumbs up that the sound is good. I'm hoping that you guys can hear a little bit of music. I'm finally hearing some music in my ears this time. It doesn't always go well having the music. But anyway, I uh, after I came up with a new origin story for Alpha Red. Took me a little bit to kind of get the crowdfunding. And this was before Kickstarter, or at least before I knew of Kickstarter. I don't know when Kickstarter opened or started, but yeah, brother, he is buff. He is buff. No, this is the series that I'm doing. Ralph is like super duper overly masculine, exaggerated muscular physique for these characters. Inspired by a podcast that I was listening to about how comic comic book um, artists don't draw the characters um, as buff anymore, and just depending on who the artist is, you get different sized um, superheroes, and generally it's the artist's style. Like Ed McGuinness, you're always going to get like super duper buff guys. Bart Sears is another guy. He's a Central New York guy. I was able to meet Bart Sears in March at the Syracuse Collectors Con, and just a super super guy. And I hope that he remembers me and remembers that he agreed to come on my my YouTube channel if I can ever figure out how to have guests on my YouTube channel. So, but yeah, let me see. Am I holding that up too far? Okay, I won't. I wasn't looking up here to see where I had it here. But yeah, so we're gonna do some downlighting, like I said, and see where this goes. See where this goes. Grove North Node Juno. I don't think Gavin Devon is still here, but that would be a cryptic thing that I would like decoded, just out of curiosity. So Ralph, how goes the new one shot? I know that you said that your artist is almost done with that one shot. So how soon until you get that next Kickstarter going? I would be curious. You are just rocking and rolling with the Trade Injustice. So, now, if you missed the announcement, I was invited to be a featured artist at the Lehigh Valley Comic Con on August 10th at the, let me click over here, at the Lehigh Carbon Community College. So it has been a long time since I've been down that way. I did that convention, gosh, that was like one of my best conventions before. Uh, I don't know. I don't. It just happened to be one of my best conventions in like 2005ish. I happened to be there, and somebody from California, some big money person from California, came in and bought just a. He made everybody's day. He just was buying up old issues, new issues, original art. He bought all kinds of stuff for me. I mean, this was back when I used to have to pay for tables, and I still do pay for tables. I don't want to. I never pay for tables, but like when I went to Hershey last weekend, I had to pay for that table. There are 5 more pages to color, and then lettering. So hopefully, be done by August, and Kickstarter with God's Grace in October. Hey, maybe we'll both be doing some Kickstarters in October. I hope to have Alpharetta number 6 done sometime in September, but I will probably be putting out the Kickstarter uh, right as it's getting done, because I am currently having the colorist color it right now. So hopefully the colors will be not far behind my artwork. And I am working with a writer for this one and the next one. We've already come up with the next issue. But so he has not shown me his script. I told him not to. He wanted to show me his script. I don't want to make it sound like Ray is trying to hide the script from me. I like the story, so I trust him. But I'm not used to working with anybody else. It's been over a decade since I worked with a writer, so I'm kind of picky. I don't want to say picky. What's the word? Uh, Defensive about my character and the voice of my character. So I told him to have fun with it, and then um, I want to figure out how I want him to present his version to me, because I don't want to hate it. I don't want to hate it right away because like I have his voice in my head, so I don't know exactly. Um, I don't know exactly how I feel about other people writing dialogue for him. It's just one of the things. I scripted the entire one shot with issue number 1 and 2. Trini and Aaron and helped with scripting. Okay. Yeah, scripting to me is actually the most fun. I like seeing what comes out of my brain, whether it's clever or whether if the jokes are funny or not. I don't know how you feel about what uh, what I did with Alfred, whether you liked it, if whether or not you appreciated the attempts at humor. But that's what uh, that's what part of it was. You know, I liked Brian Michael Bendis before he went over to DC and ruined Superman. I used to like his Avengers stuff and his X-Men stuff, and then so that's the kind of writer that I was inspired by. The writing, like deconstructed, a little bit of humor, feels more like a Marvel movie. So okay, great. No, I appreciate the feedback. Thank you for the feedback, sir. I appreciate it. Now you're inspiring to me how hard you're working, and so I know you've mentioned that you know you look at some of the stuff that I'm doing, and you're taking notes, which is awesome to hear because you need that. You need to know that people are watching, and you don't want to mess up. I want to see how long I can stay ahead of Mr. Ralph. So okay, I mean this is almost ready for inks. What do you guys think? It's only 8:25. Oh yeah, this we might be able to ink this bad boy. So when you do the same kind of shot over and over, and you know kind of where the shadows lay and stuff, you're not reinventing the wheel here. That's part of the reason why I pick. I'm using this kind of theme where they're just big and bulky and whatever, and and the light comes from up top. So it doesn't take as much thinking to get the job done. So I'm not trying to create like interior pages for like the quality like I would for interior pages. Right. I like this. What do you think? What do you think? Every story should have action and humor. The combination is difficult, but when you accomplish it, that's a great feeling. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. That's what we aim for, right? We're here to entertain, right? And if we can entertain people, keep them engaged in our story. I mean, the art brings them in, but you got to have a good story, right? You can't. Uh, People are not going to stick around for pretty pictures. I mean, they might. I mean, I was buying Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee stuff, even when they were not doing. The stories were just almost non-existent, honestly, if we're being honest. And if anybody's wondering about the quality of my tool, if you've not seen where I show you my tools, they're just normal number two pencils. You can do the Scantron. Uh, you can do Scantron with this. That's about what the level of complexity that I have with my art tools. So let's just, I'm going to use this Figma Micron number two. I don't know if you can see that. Hold it there. Thank you, Ralph. Appreciate that. Appreciate the words of confidence. I'm going to go in here and, well, let's do his eyes, right? To make sure you don't mess up on his eyes because it's easy to do mess up on me. All right. Jim Lee makes it look super easy. And I have watched his videos, and honestly, that's a lot of how you learn is not just looking at the results, but with YouTube and stuff, you can see how they're positioning their paper and what um, tools they're using. It's awesome. Now, it's in danger of looking like a super finished piece, which is not what I was going for because that takes more time, and I don't want to spend too much time on it because that is not what this is meant to do. Because I know that it would prolong the video, and I might not be able to finish it if I try to do too much detail. We're gonna switch to a bigger, fatter tip, just a number three. We'll see if I can go up to a fatter one. Hey, what's going on, Stella? The rod of Asclepius. I'm not sure what that means. The rod of Asclepius. Tell me, Stella. Tell me what the rod of Asclepius means. It's kind of like Gavin Devine's chat up top there, where he says, "Grow North Node, Juno." I am perplexed. Perplexed. So, what is your favorite Batman story, and why is it the Court of Owls? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Why is it the Court of Owls your favorite story? I mean, what is your favorite Batman story? It just happens to be my favorite Batman story. I like Jim Lee's, Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb's Batman Hush, and that was number one for me until the Court of Owls came along, and I was just blown away with what Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo did. Just the combination of the art and the writing, and just the art. Jonathan Glapio's inks. Oh my goodness, it was like second to none. I mean, that solidified for me Greg Capullo as being one of the greatest Batman artists. And I'm not always a um, Greg Capullo. Not that I'm not a fan, but I don't like all of his work, and I wouldn't say that um, he's the best on everything he draws. Like I used to think that Jim Lee was the best on everything he draws, um, and also Joe Madureira. I'm a huge fan of Joe Madureira, and whatever he drew, I also thought was the best. But I would not say that for Greg Capullo. What's your favorite part of penciling or inking? Oh boy, it's hard to separate any of that because to me the picture isn't complete until it's inked. So even though I love the inking, the penciling part, because I mean that's when you're throwing down the lines. That has the most energy. Um, so that's definitely a favorite part, penciling and coming up with the composition and just erasing and just trying to find um, that best line, that best whatever to bring the depth out of the picture. But uh, but the inking, like until you throw down the inks, it just doesn't feel complete. So I like it. I like it all. It's hard for me to separate, honestly. And I have not met an inker who inks my pencils to a level of satisfaction that is better than mine. Not that I'm the best inker, but I have just never had the opportunity to work with anybody who jives with my penciling style in the same way that I do my own inks. So I would love to see a professional inker ink my pencils. I would just be curious. Scott Williams, Jonathan Glapio, I don't know if they're taking commissions, inking commissions. I'm sure they get asked that all the time. I loved all the Batman and Superman team up and Supergirl with Michael Turner. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I was just at a hey comic book Odyssey. Did you make it to church today? I did make it to church. I missed because I was sick. So I tried a new church today. I tried a new church today. Uh, we're having some church issues, and it's not fun looking for a new church. To be honest with you, comic book Odyssey. Uh, but yeah, I'll leave it at that for right now. I don't want to air dirty laundry. But yeah, we did. We did go to church today, and ran into some old friends from the previous church. So it was all good. Good message. Good message. Yeah, so we're trying. This will be the third church that we've tried in the area. So we're not sold on any of them yet. I mean, obviously, everybody is super welcoming. Uh, just what's the best fit for our family right in this season? And coming off of 9 years at a church is is hard. It's hard. Lots of friends are still there. They didn't see the issue the way we see it, and it's sad, but we accept it. We accept that God is there for a season, and they are still there because God wants them still there. So I hope to see all those people in heaven one day, and we can resolve all these miscommunications or hard feelings or all that stuff. You know, God is still on the throne. Not not worried about it for a second. So I don't think anybody did anything um, purposely. They just had a disagreement. That's yeah. So yeah, but I don't know where you are in the country. Are you in the Bible Belt? I'm up here in the Northeast, and that was part of the message today. Was the pastor? They call them elders. They have rotating elders that, that give the message. So I am super interested in seeing how that plays out, how that is um, applied. But he was saying that people warned him. He came up from Florida to take the job, this particular elder, and he was warned that the Northeast, we don't think we need God. Western Canada, nice. Oh yeah, that's right. You do the calm stream, right? The calm stream. I've watched. You are very calm and soothing as you present your when you do the drawing. So yes, but yeah, I believe you. You're a Catholic. Is that am I correct? Comic Book Odyssey. Who's your three commercial artist, Marvel DC? So I always would say Jim Lee, Joe Madureira, and Joe Quesada. And because Joe Quesada has not done anything recently, and Jim Lee either, honestly, Jim Lee does more stuff than Joe Quesada. And and I don't know where I find Joe Mad art, but I do see Joe Mad art every now and again, more often than um, than the other two. So it's hard for me to say who my favorite is. But I mean, Olivier Coipel out of France. He's pretty awesome. I just found some I Am Batman comics in a dollar bin that was drawn by him, and it looks absolutely amazing. It's called I Am Batman. I don't know if it's an Elseworld. I imagine it's an Elseworld. Batman's black. Uh, I was confused. I thought I didn't realize it was an Elseworld or Black Label or whatever. I was just like, did we get a new Batman? But but he's one of my favorites. I follow wherever I see his stuff. Um, it can get a little bit like the way he draws women is a little more sexualized than I think they should be drawn for comic books. But there's no doubt that he is a master of the craft. Hey, Luke, how you doing? How are things in Toronto? Wow. Let's say I'm an aspiring Catholic. uh, my Jim Lee, Brett Booth. Yeah, for sure. Brett Booth is awesome. Trevor Hi- Harrison. I don't know if I am familiar with Travis Harrison. The name almost sounds familiar. Maybe it's misspelled a little bit. There's a Travis something from back in the '90s that was pretty awesome. You don't hear the name Travis. I haven't heard the name Travis since since high school. Travis Lucky. Don't hear too many Travises. Maybe it's more of a southern thing. Maybe there's lots of country singers named Travis, but not so much. Not so much. Got the Canadian connection. Got the Canadian connection. Getting outnumbered, Ralph. Getting outnumbered in the chat. Yeah, so the Observations podcast is what inspired me to uh, like draw these sketch covers with with the hero just kind of uberly masculine, just because he was talking about how Michael Turner used to draw um, the male physique and the female physique, and um, it was so appealing. Like people responded to it so much because of how big they were and how I don't know how perfect their physique seemed to be when he drew them. So so I said, you know what? I do remember how much that appealed to me. I said, I forgot that maybe that's an artist that I can, an art style that I can um, allow to inspire me again. So, so that's what I'm doing. So if you guys didn't join me until recently here, right after this draw stream, I'm gonna hop over to the Comic Book Radio YouTube channel. I'll be doing a live stream there. They invited me to auction off some of my original art. And so if you want to hang out for a little bit longer after the draw stream, that would be awesome. So Comic Book Radio over there on YouTube. They probably are starting, they're probably doing the art auction right now, honestly. Uh, they started at 8:30, and I told them that my draw stream goes until 9. And let's see, anybody? James, how do I get my hands on a blank of Alpha Red? Yeah, please DM me and let me know where I can send it. You know, it's just $5 plus shipping. So I do have a handful of them. So yeah, the the it's not the best surface that I've ever done sketch covers on, but yeah, no, it is doable. As you can see, it's not too bad. It feels like I have to kind of press harder. I don't know. I wouldn't describe it as like it has a different kind of film on it, but there's like the surface is definitely not your normal paper or your normal um, cardstock Bristol board. You know, that's the normal stuff that comic book art is typically drawn on. But I don't know why this printer uh, chooses this kind of paper. I know the paper is not one, it's not the same, and it's not all the same all the time, is what I'm finding out. There's so much we don't know about paper. So, no, Miller instead of Cook. Okay. Maybe I missed some stuff here. Toronto, let's see, I'm aspiring Catholic. Yep, read that. My Jimmy Libra Booth. So, man, I'm like 3,000 miles from Toronto. Canada's a big place. Canada's a big place. Uh, I really like Rob's podcast. He seems genuine. My top three would be Giffen, Sinkowitz. Like, how do you say Sinkowitz? I think people call it Sinkowitz. I know I butcher his name, um, but no, he's great. Maybe Cook. Okay, okay. Miller instead of Cook. Wow. Okay. How about where does Dave Mazzucchelli fit in? Dave Mazzucchelli. Does that fall into your top 10 there? Comic Book Odyssey, top three. I just got a what do they call them? Artist edition. Artist edition of Daredevil. It's not Man Without Fear. It's sitting over there. It's too far for me to walk over and get it. But drawn by David Mazzucchelli, written by Frank Miller. Amazing, amazing artwork. Is it like year one or well, I was looking for an artist edition drawn by Dave Mazzucchelli, Batman Year One, and I came across the Daredevil, and I was like, what? And it was a used copy, so I think I bought it for like $16. Sinkovich. I think you're saying it right. Yeah. Yep. Batman Year One Artist Edition. Okay, so it is. Am I wrong? Is it not out yet? Batman Year One is not available yet. Artist Edition, because somebody said that. I was like, oh, that would be fantastic. And I jumped on Amazon and I couldn't find it, probably because it doesn't exist yet. But then I found the Daredevil. I was like, gotta have it, gotta have it. And it came in like record time. And I've just been drooling over it. And I love that I can actually read the comic because they used to do the lettering right on the pages. It's like amazing, amazing. Love it. In stores in August. All right. I'm gonna tell my local comic shop that I want a copy. I feel bad because my local comic shop, like some of their like retail costs are so much more expensive than what you can buy it for on Amazon. I'm like, how is that? How is that possible? I wanted to order Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ronin because I've heard such good things about it. And so I go to the local comic shop and I try to order it. He's like, there's only hardcovers and they're $30. I was like, eh, $30 is a little too much for my taste. So as I was looking for the Days Mazzucchelli Artist Edition, uh, I run across the hardcover, same hardcover of Ninja Turtles Ronin, $16. $16 from IDW hardcover. Like, how does a local comic shop compete with Amazon when the publisher is selling it, is undercutting the local comic shop by $14? That's crazy. As a publisher, you should want your local comic shop to profit, not snake them out of the money. So crazy stuff. Amazon usually cheaper with Prime, free shipping. Yep. And it's hard. It's hard to compete. I mean, I want to give my business to my local comic shop. They're good guys. It's actually, if you're coming in late, you guys in Canada wouldn't care, but locally here, I will be at the local library here, the Salt Bay Library, on Monday, July 22nd, and then my local comic shop is actually having me out for a signing on July 27th. That's a Saturday. That's the following Saturday. So if anybody is local to the central New York area and you want to come hang out, pick up some copies of Alpha Red, I'll sign them for free. For free. Let's see what we got. Got about 10 minutes. I think we can finish this in 10 minutes, guys. Famous last words, though. Every time I say that, it'll be rolling up on 8:59. And I'm like, oh no, not quite. Not quite. Let's see. Treaty and Justice. And I recently discovered Salvador Sands. Okay. I've got to check out Salvador Sands. We got to support local comic shops too. Yep. Thanks for the encouragement, Ralph. I can do it. I didn't think I could do it, but now that Ralph says I can do it, I can do it. So how's the sound quality, guys? How's the sound quality? I'm struggling with some technology. Struggling with the technology. I know Comic Book Odyssey, you got a good setup. Your mic or something. You have to let me know if you use StreamYard. I was on StreamYard yesterday with the guys at Comic Book Radio, and I was using my wife's podcast microphone, and it's one of those Yetis, the blue Yetis, and the thing was dropping. They kept saying that I sounded like a robot. So I had to switch to like the webcam microphone in order to be able to communicate. That's why I have the headphones on. This is me trying something new. And if this is better audio than what I typically do, I'll stick to it. Maybe I'll try different microphones. I'll try different microphones to see if I can beat that StreamYard problem, the issue. All right, we're getting there, guys. We are getting there. Grab a fat black. Where's my big fat? Nope, that's a brush. Is this the fat black? I think this is it. Sounds okay. Sometimes cuts out. I just use OBS, but I have a good mic and preamp set up from back when I had a band. So what's a preamp? Tell me about a preamp. Yeah, and this that it cuts in and out probably because I'm moving around. It's the microphone is on the string thing. I don't know if you can hear it louder when I pick it up like that, but it's one of those microphones on the wire. So I'm gonna try that for the art auction over at Comic Book Radio after I get done with Batman. And hopefully it'll. I mean, I wasted probably 5 minutes of their time, and they're trying to help me out by allowing me to sell my artwork on on their site to their fans, and and here I am unable to get good sound to them, and that's super frustrating because I can't hear the sound problem. They're like, you sound like a robot. I'm like, I do not sound like a robot. So frustrating. That looking good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. Um, Plugs into the preamp and boosts the signal going into the computer, only necessary for passive, unpowered mic. Okay. So the Yeti is an unpowered mic. It goes straight into the um, the USB port. So you're saying the amp goes in between uh, the USB port. So I would plug the USB port, the USB from the mic into the amp, and then that amp into the USB port. Maybe, maybe. Am I understanding that right? I'll have to, I'll have to look into that because I don't really want to buy another mic because my wife is a not that she's a professional. She doesn't, she doesn't get paid to podcast, but she podcasts, and her stuff sounds amazing. She's a very successful podcaster. She just says doesn't make any money. So if you wanna learn about homeschooling, you can go to Little by Little Homeschool on Apple, and you can listen to my wife talk about homeschooling and encouraging people to homeschool. But her mic is fine. It sounds fantastic, actually. So I don't know why, and I've used it up until now. So I don't know what it is. I am blaming StreamYard because the only time I have problems is when I had the opportunity to go on one of their live streams and talk about off red, and they always seem to have problems with my mic. USB power of USB powers the Yeti. No preamp necessary. Well, maybe I do have to by I'm like, I don't know. It's a it's a mystery to me. Mystery that I'd like to solve if I want to continue to try to grow the channel. So if you guys have not subscribed yet, I know that you guys probably have, but anybody who's finding this later on, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I promise we can have fun like this more often. And I really would like to maybe add some more content as far as maybe reviewing Christian comics or just independent comics altogether. You know, because the guys over at Alterna, Rob, um, as you know, Comic Book Odyssey, he's Catholic, very devout Catholic, and he knows so much about the tradition and all that stuff. So, but it is not a Christian company. So, but I do enjoy their books, honestly. I just got some crowdfunded stuff from them and found it very enjoyable, and it's very affordable. So, all right, guys, we're coming down to the end of it. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to ask about anything? I'm an open book. And yeah, Batman looks jacked. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So just once again, art auction over at Comic Book Radio. Once I hit the outro, the theme song. I don't know. Did you guys hear the theme song? I'm gonna hit the theme song. That's how we're gonna take it out, and then I'm gonna hop over to Comic Book Radio for the art auction. I'm gonna be auctioning off my first published pages. That was these pages right here, and it was actually an Alterna book called Fubar. It was a World War II zombie anthology, 8 pages. If you're interested, I'm going to be jumping over there. That's my first published work. And then my second published work, I'm also the original art for that. 4 pages of Atomic Robo. I got a chance to draw Atomic Robo way back in the day, and I found the old pages, and I'm going to see if anybody wants them. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Sunday nights. See you next Sunday. Draw stream. Maybe we'll be doing Wolverine. Maybe we'll be doing some Alpha Red. But talk to me about the sketch covers. Maybe we can do a sketch cover draw streamers. All right, guys. We'll see you over there. I'm going to hit the theme song. If you haven't seen the theme song yet, if you haven't heard the theme song yet, stick around. All right. Grace. Peace. I'll see you later.
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Alpha Red. let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.